Grouper fishing is a process that requires technique, experience and patience from fishermen. Groupers often live in coral reefs, rocky areas or near river mouths where there are many small creatures for food. People often use many methods to catch groupers, such as fishing, trapping, or using specialized nets. Grouper fishing is the most popular method because groupers are gluttonous and easily attracted to live bait such as small fish, shrimp, or squid. When the fish bites the hook, the fisherman must pull the rod firmly but not too hard to avoid tearing the fish's mouth or breaking the line. Choosing the time to fish is also very important, usually early in the morning or late in the evening when the groupers are most active. After catching, the groupers are brought onto the boat and immediately stored in ice boxes to keep them fresh. When brought back to shore, the fish will be transferred to the processing area. The cleaning process of groupers requires care because the fish has thick and slimy skin. The processor uses a sharp knife to scrape off the slime layer on the outside. Cut off the gills and sharp fins. Then slit the fish's belly to remove all the internal organs. The belly is washed thoroughly with clean water or diluted salt water to remove the fishy smell. If the fish is large, it can be cut into moderate pieces for ease of processing or storage. After cleaning, grouper can be processed into many different dishes, such as steamed grouper with soy sauce, sour soup, grilled with salt and chili, fried or hot pot. Grouper meat is white, firm, sweet and has few bones, so it is very popular in seafood restaurants. When processing, chefs often focus on preserving the natural flavor of the fish, combined with mild spices such as ginger, onions, pepper or white wine to remove the fishy smell and enhance the aroma. In addition, some places also dry or salt grouper for long-term preservation, creating a valuable specialty. From the catching stage to the completion of the dish, grouper is always meticulously processed to ensure quality and food safety. Reflecting the ingenuity and sophistication of the traditional Vietnamese fishing profession. After the grouper is cleaned and cut into pieces, the next step is to classify and preserve according to the intended use. For fresh fish, people often put them in artificial seawater tanks with aeration to keep them alive until they are sold. This type of fish is often sold at a much higher price because of its freshness and almost intact nutritional value. For dead fish or fish used for immediate processing, the processor will proceed with the steps of chilling or freezing. After being cleaned, the fish will be drained, then placed in stainless steel trays or vacuum bags. Then put in the freezer at a temperature of -18 to -30 degrees Celsius to keep them fresh for a long time without losing their natural flavor. Some professional processing facilities also apply IQF quick freezing technology, which helps the fish fibers not to be crushed, retaining the natural color and characteristic flavor. In processing, every part of the grouper can be utilized. The head and bones are often used to cook hot pot or porridge, creating a sweet taste for the broth. The fish body can be processed in a variety of ways depending on the culinary style. When steaming, the chef will lightly marinate with soy sauce, ginger, green onions and drizzle with a little sesame oil to create an attractive aroma. If grilled, the fish is marinated with chili salt, garlic and cooking oil and grilled over hot coals until the skin is golden brown and crispy. The meat inside is still soft and sweet. Crispy fried grouper requires hot oil and quick stirring technique so that the fish does not dry out or burn. In addition, grouper is also used as sashimi in Japanese cuisine thanks to its firm, fatty and sweet meat. Just need to be sliced thinly and eaten with wasabi and soy sauce to show the excellent freshness. For large-scale processing facilities, food hygiene and safety inspection is a top priority. Each batch of fish after preliminary processing will be checked for sensory properties such as color, elasticity and taste. Processing tools such as knives, cutting boards, and trays must be periodically disinfected to avoid cross-contamination. Water used in the fish washing process must be clean water or treated seawater. In modern factories, people also use automatic lines to cut, wash and freeze grouper to ensure high productivity and product uniformity. After completing the preservation and processing stages, grouper is packaged according to standards, labeled with the production date, expiry date and source of catch. The product can be consumed domestically or exported to major markets such as Japan, Korea, China and Europe. With its delicious taste and high nutritional value, grouper is not only a familiar dish for coastal people but also a source of export goods that brings great profits, contributing to economic development and preserving the traditional profession of Vietnamese fishermen during the transportation of grouper after catching and processing. The preservation stage plays an extremely important role in ensuring the quality of the product when it reaches consumers. If the fish is transported fresh, the containers must have a continuous aeration system and maintain the appropriate temperature, usually around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, depending on environmental conditions and travel distance. The fish must be arranged so that they do not overlap, avoiding scratches on the skin or broken fins because these small injuries can reduce the commercial value. For pre-processed and frozen fish, the transporter uses a specialized refrigerated vehicle, keeping the temperature stable throughout the transportation process to avoid thawing and refreezing, causing damage to the structure of the fish meat. Each shipment has a temperature and humidity monitoring device, helping to ensure strict export standards of international markets. At wholesale markets and restaurants, grouper after being delivered will continue to be classified for the last time before being processed into dishes. The healthy fish are put into glass tanks for customers to choose directly. This is a characteristic of the fresh seafood business in Vietnam. When receiving the fish, professional chefs will check the freshness by observing that the fish's eyes must be transparent. The fish's skin must be shiny and the meat must be elastic when pressed by hand. If the fish meets the requirements, they will quickly reprocess it by scraping off the newly produced slime, rinsing it with cold water and then processing it immediately to preserve the original flavor. In high-end restaurants, grouper is considered a precious ingredient and can become the center of many sophisticated dishes. Hong Kong steamed grouper is a popular dish. When steaming the fish with soy sauce, ginger, green onions and pouring hot oil on the fish to bring out the aroma. Some creative chefs transform grouper into foil grilled dishes, braised with spicy bamboo shoots, or cooked in Thai curry, combining the natural sweetness of the fish and the rich flavor of spices. In coastal families, grouper is also used to cook sour soup with tomatoes, pineapple and tamarind, creating a rustic dish but full of hometown flavor. In terms of nutritional value, grouper contains a lot of protein, omega-3, vitamin B12 and minerals such as calcium, phosphorus, zinc to help strengthen cardiovascular health. Good for the brain and skin. The fish meat is low in fat, soft but still firm, suitable for people on a diet or recovering from illness. Therefore, grouper is not only a delicious dish but also considered a high-class, nutritious food source for all ages. For coastal people, catching and processing grouper is not simply a job to make a living but also a pride associated with generations of tradition. Each trip to sea, they put into it their experience, skills and love for the sea. When grouper is brought from the deep sea to the diner's table, it is not only the result of hard work but also the harmony between man and nature. A symbol of a prosperous life. Full of the flavors of the Vietnamese homeland, grouper fishing and processing also has profound economic significance for coastal fishing communities. In many localities such as Can Hoa, Phu Quoc, Quang Ninh or Con Dao, grouper farming and fishing have become the main source of income, helping thousands of households stabilize their lives. People not only rely on natural fishing but also develop a grouper cage farming model at sea, both protecting aquatic resources and creating high-quality products to serve domestic consumption and export needs. Farmed grouper has the advantage of easy quality control, uniform weight and can be harvested all year round, helping to stabilize the supply compared to wild-caught fish. In the production value chain, the processing stage is an important step to help increase the commercial value. Many processing facilities today do not only stop at cleaning and cutting, but also create diverse products such as grouper fillets. Pre-marinated grouper, or vacuum-packed grouper for supermarkets and high-end restaurants. Some businesses also invest in modern production lines to produce value-added products such as grouper patties, grouper sausages, or seasoned dried grouper, meeting the convenient consumption needs of modern people. These products are strictly inspected for food hygiene and safety, humidity, microbiology and sensory quality before being released to the market. In addition to economic value, grouper fishing and processing also contributes to preserving traditional marine culture. Long-time workers often pass on their experience to the younger generation on how to identify fishing grounds, how to choose bait, when to drop the line and how to handle fish after catching. This is not only professional knowledge but also part of the intangible cultural heritage of coastal fishing villages. Early market meetings, the calls of returning fishing boats, or the image of women cutting, washing, and drying fish on the white sand all create a rustic, genuine beauty associated with the lives of people in coastal areas of Vietnam. Along with the development of science and technology, the seafood industry is gradually transforming towards modernity and sustainability. Cold storage technology, quick freezing, and international standards such as HACCP and ISO are applied in the production process to ensure product quality meets export standards. Programs to support fishermen in terms of capital, technology, and product consumption help them feel secure at sea. while minimizing overexploitation. Thanks to that, the fishing and processing of grouper not only brings economic benefits but also contributes to protecting the marine ecosystem, preserving valuable resources for future generations. Thus, from the stages of catching, cleaning, processing until the grouper is served on the table, all are a harmonious combination of traditional manual labor and modern technology. Each grouper is the crystallization of the effort. Sweat and passion of people who live on the sea. A living testament to the creativity and perseverance of the Vietnamese people in conquering nature and honoring the taste of their homeland along with the development of the fishing industry. Grouper has become one of the seafood species with the highest commercial value in Vietnam and many Asian countries. The demand for grouper consumption is increasing, not only in the domestic market but also in major importing countries such as China, Singapore, Korea and Japan. Therefore, Vietnamese people and businesses have paid more attention to ensuring a stable and high-quality fish source. In many sea areas, grouper fishing is carried out in a planned manner, complying with regulations on seasons and fishing sizes, avoiding overexploitation that causes depletion of natural resources. Some places have also developed a model of releasing grouper back into the sea to regenerate natural fish resources, contributing to maintaining the balance of marine ecology. For those who have been in the profession for a long time, grouper fishing is not only a job but also an art. Each type of grouper such as red grouper, black grouper, tiger grouper or mouse grouper has different habits and habitats, requiring fishermen to have solid experience to choose the appropriate method. Red grouper often lives in deep water and coral reefs, and must be caught using single-line fishing with fresh bait. Black grouper often hides in crevices near the shore, making it easier to catch with trawls or traps. When catching fish, fishermen must handle them quickly to avoid shock. Keep the meat firm and not mushy. Some people also know how to recover fish by releasing them into clean, aerated seawater tanks before selling so that the fish can recover and live healthily, thereby significantly increasing their value. In coastal fishing villages, the image of women meticulously cutting, washing, drying or salting grouper is a familiar image, showing the beauty of hard work. They often work from dawn to late afternoon, their hands covered in the smell of the sea, but their eyes are still bright because each catch of fish is a valuable source of income for their families. Many generations of coastal people have devoted their lives to fishing, considering it the soul of the fishing village, the link between people and the vast ocean. When grouper is processed into a dish, it not only carries the flavor of the ocean but also contains the quintessence of Vietnamese culinary culture. Each region has its own way of processing, reflecting the local identity. In the central region, people often braise grouper with turmeric and pepper, creating a characteristic rich salty flavor. In the south, sour soup or hot pot with fish sauce is a popular choice in family meals. In the north, steamed grouper with ginger or grilled with galangal is popular thanks to its light flavor. No matter where it is, grouper is always appreciated as a gift from the sea, a symbol of the prosperity and abundance of the homeland. Nowadays, along with the trend of sustainable development, many grouper processing facilities have turned to utilizing byproducts such as skin, bones and fish organs to produce animal feed, fish oil or organic fertilizer, helping to reduce waste and protect the environment. These improvements not only improve economic efficiency but also demonstrate the strong transformation of the Vietnamese seafood industry in the period of international integration. Grouper, from a traditional fishing product, has become a symbol of creativity, effort and pride of coastal people, demonstrating the deep bond between people and the homeland sea. Not only stopping at the economic and culinary aspects, the profession of catching and processing grouper also carries deep spiritual value, reflecting the lifestyle, personality and culture of coastal people. For them, the sea is not only a place to make a living but also flesh and blood. The breath of life. Each trip to catch grouper is a challenging journey, when people have to face big waves, strong winds, unexpected storms and even dark nights in the middle of the ocean. Despite the hardship and danger, they still persevere in the sea because they believe that only the sea can bring a prosperous life and preserve the traditional profession left by their ancestors. On small boats in the middle of the vast ocean, fishermen work in harmonious coordination. Some cast nets, some watch the engine, some watch the line. Everyone clearly understands their role. Every time they pull in a heavy catch of grouper, joy wells up in their eyes. Laughter echoes in the middle of the ocean. After a long trip, when the boat docks, a bustling scene takes place on the shore. People remove fish, classify them, weigh them for sale. Children run around to help, creating a bustling atmosphere full of vitality of a fishing village. Those moments are not only associated with the work of making a living but also demonstrate the spirit of solidarity, love of work and community attachment of Vietnamese fishermen. In processing facilities, whether large or small, the work of handling grouper still requires meticulousness. Dexterity and understanding of the characteristics of this fish species. Each knife stroke must be precise so as not to crush the meat fibers. Each wash must ensure the removal of all slime and impurities while still maintaining the natural freshness. A good worker not only relies on skills but also has a professional eye. Just by looking at the skin color or smelling the smell, he can tell if the fish is fresh or not. It is this sophistication that has created the reputation of long-standing seafood processing villages, where product quality is always put first and trusted by consumers. Today, as the seafood industry is increasingly developing, modern technology greatly supports the process of catching and processing grouper. Fishing vessels are equipped with positioning systems, fish detecting radar, and cold storage equipment right on board to help fishermen save time and maintain better product quality. In processing plants, automatic machines help increase productivity while reducing heavy manual labor. However, the human factor still plays a decisive role. Because traditional techniques and experience are still the foundation to ensure the flavor and real value of the product. Grouper is therefore not only a precious seafood but also a symbol of the diligence, perseverance and creativity of the people of coastal Vietnam. Each fish caught, cleaned and processed carries within it a story of labor, of love for the ocean and of human aspirations. From the waves offshore to the cozy dining table in every family, grouper is an invisible thread connecting nature and people. Between tradition and modernity, between livelihood and national pride, grouper is also a living proof of the harmony between humans and the sea in the process of existence and development. For generations, fishermen have learned to observe the water, wind direction, and tidal cycle to choose the most suitable time to go to sea. Each different sea season brings changes in fishing grounds, requiring them to have experience and sensitivity to determine where grouper gathers. Experienced seafarers often say that reading the sea is reading life. Because just by looking at the color of the water, the wave level, or the movement of small fish, one can guess whether there are big groupers or not. That knowledge is not found in books but is accumulated through many generations. Through each trip, each night of fishing in the middle of the ocean, when the fish are brought back, the working atmosphere at the fishing port becomes bustling. Each basket of grouper is moved ashore, weighed, and then quickly brought to the processing area. The sound of knives, the sound of flowing water, and the voices of people calling each other echo throughout the beach, creating a unique harmony of coastal life. Processes not only do manual work but also put into it pride in the profession. Each time cutting, washing, cleaning fish is a process of preserving the natural flavor, not only for profit but also to respect the labor of fishermen after hard days at sea. In many fishing villages, grouper processing has become a long-standing tradition. Organized in a family style, the elderly instruct the young on how to prepare fish, how to preserve, how to recognize good fish. Each operation requires precision. They consider it a trade secret, a legacy to leave to their children. Many craft villages have developed into famous brands, providing clean grouper for domestic and foreign markets. Since then, people's lives have become more and more prosperous. Houses are more spacious, children are fully educated. Along with that process, awareness of protecting the marine environment is also increasingly raised. Propaganda programs encourage fishermen not to use explosives, electric shocks or toxic chemicals when fishing. Instead, they are instructed to apply environmentally friendly fishing methods and nets to protect the coral ecosystem and other marine species. Many localities have built models of marine reserves, where groupers and other precious fish species can reproduce naturally, ensuring long-term resources for the future, thanks to the combination of traditional experience and scientific and technological advances. Vietnam's grouper fishing and processing industry is gradually developing in a sustainable direction. Vietnamese grouper products are increasingly gaining a firm foothold in the international market thanks to their quality, taste and food safety. Behind each delicious piece of fresh fish is the hard work, sweat and faith of people who have devoted their lives to the sea. They have contributed to creating a profession imbued with national identity, where every wave and every fish tells a story about the courage, perseverance and deep love of the Vietnamese people for the sea in recent years. The development of marine tourism has opened up new opportunities for grouper fishing and processing. Many coastal localities such as Nha Trang, Phu Quoc, Kua Lo, Lai Sun or Vung Tau have combined ecotourism with traditional fishing experiences, allowing tourists to witness the process of catching, cleaning and processing grouper. Tourists can take a boat out to sea with fishermen,